Good morning everyone. Once again, it is Ambassador Moses Sadika here, and I want to welcome you to another week's Wednesday message. And this week, I want to reflect on something that has really helped me personally to grow in this business. And while we were on our journey to Eldoret, where we did massive activities over the weekend, this thought came to my mind. And each and every time probably we travel to Eldoret, we are together, in a car driving all the way, spending almost 12 hours on the road. There is something that we usually draw from this experience every other time. The moment we get to Eldoret, the moment we come back to Nairobi, there is that feeling of energy, there is that feeling of, clarity of thought, clarity of, what we need to do to actually take our business to the next level. And that brings me to whatever it is I'm going to talk about today. That is called the zone. Yes, the zone. Now, when I talk about the zone, I would say it is the advanced version of, the power of association or the law of association. And it is always said that, you are the average of the people that you spend most of your time with. And if I reflect back on the journey that we had to Eldoret, you see, as we spent time together with Ambassador Lagat, Ambassador Maina, the kind of energy that I personally received, the kind of clarity, as we are talking about different aspects of the business, it really helped me a lot, and I believe it also helped them, because from the feedback I got, it was great. And for someone to succeed in our business, ultimately you have to be in somebody's zone. You have to be in a zone where, there is a positive energy, there is a clarity of thought, there is encouragement, there is positivity. And that is one thing that many people I know lack. So the big question is, whose zone are you in? If I reflect back to the years that we guys got started, personally, after some time, I came to a point where, I had a lot of challenges in my business. The money was not coming the way it used to come. I was not making so much progress. That was around 2019. And during that time, I also decided to get into certain people's zones. And that was the time that, I went online and found certain mentors on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. And every other time I was interacting with their videos, their pictures, whatever it is they are doing, I was already in those people's zones. And every time I interacted with this information, there is some kind of energy that I got, there is some kind of excitement that I got, that I always used, to actually build my business. And within a span of like 3 to 6 months, I had already taken my business back to where it was. So that is how powerful, being in someone's zone is. It is said that, helping your downlines is a very noble thing to do. Actually, it is your duty. But helping your downlines is not going to help you to grow. Let me repeat that statement. That helping your downlines is not going to help you to grow. Why do I say so? The growth that we are talking about here is not growth in terms of income, but in terms of, who you are. Because at the end of the day, the income can grow. But if you don't personally grow to the level of that income, what happens? Finally, you'll come back to the level where you are. So I've seen a lot of guys, their income will go up maybe to 200, 300, 400, whichever amount. And then after some time, it comes back to a certain level that is way, way below. That simply means you really did the work. You really did what was necessary at that point, and the income went, but you refused to grow to the level of that income. So naturally, you definitely come back to that previous level where you actually belong. And the best way to actually grow yourself is by spending time in someone's zone who is in a higher zone than yours. For example, it could be your upline, it could be your mentors, It could be someone in the organization that you really admire their success. So it is not just anybody. It should be somebody who, is ranking higher in terms of their zone, in terms of their performance, their results, their mindset, and all that. So the bottom line is you have to be in somebody's zone, because at the end of the day, if you are not in someone's zone, then who is going to push you? Your downlines won't push you. Who is going to challenge you? Your downlines won't challenge you. Who is going to wake you up when you are in your slumber? Who is going to get you out of your comfort zone? Who is going to confront you if you are not doing the right thing? Definitely, it has to come from a higher authority, someone who is probably doing better, someone who has, a better mindset or a more developed mindset than you are. So submit yourself to guidance, submit yourself to mentorship, coaching, from guys that are on a higher zone. And the biggest challenge that we have when it comes to, being in the zone is that majority of us are not willing to surrender. And that is one thing about success that, we have to get used to. For you to rise to a certain level, you must be willing to surrender to certain authorities. And those authorities, you are the one to choose. So it is something of free will. It is like the way God operates. He never forced you to probably maintain certain religious beliefs or operate in a certain way. It is about free will. You are the one to choose. You are the one to, decide. So at the end of the day, you are the one to choose, who you want to be in their zone, number one. Number two, you have to be willing to surrender. You have to be willing to submit. That if your leader, your mentor, or the person that you are in their zone is going to guide you in a certain manner, then you are going to be able to follow. I know the biggest reason we became part of this industry is because we wanted to be our own bosses. We wanted to, do things the way we want when we want. But sometimes, if you really want the big success, then you must find someone who, you are going to give them all the authority to watch over you, to guide you, to challenge you, to confront you if need be, so that you don't stray away from the path that is going to lead you to success. So decide who you are going to be in their zone and surrender completely to them. If they are going to talk to you about something, if they are going to guide you, then the best you can do is to actually listen. Now, if right now you are struggling with your business, if the business is not doing well, it simply means probably you are not in somebody's zone, someone who is doing better than you. And there are people who have done better before that are probably listening to my video. And today you are no longer doing well. Your business is no longer where it used to be. And I want you to sit down and question yourself, at the time when your business was doing well, what was happening? How are you operating? And majority of you are going to realize that when your business was doing well, you are actually in someone's zone. You are actually a very good listener. You are actually willing and ready to be guided. And when your mentors, when your uplines told you, let's go this way, let's go this way, some of you are very obedient at that point. But the moment you decided to move away from that zone, the moment you decided to retreat, things started to go south. And the best you can do is to go back to that zone. Now, when we talk about going back to that zone, sometimes it is not physical. It could be that the person that you want to be in their zone probably is not even in your town. Probably you may not have that, very close-knit relationship with them. And you have to take advantage of, other ways to get into people's zone. For example, in my case, the one that I gave you, I didn't have to meet these guys personally because they are in other continents. But then when I watched their YouTube videos, when I followed on Instagram, when I followed on Facebook, the kind of energy that I was getting every time, the kind of mindset that, I was developing just by listening to those videos, just by reading their posts, just by looking at the pictures, that are being shared, always gave me that energy to do better, even though we are not in the same place. So you can also take advantage of this online, information that can still put you in someone else's zone. So as you go through all this information, I want you to be observant. I want you to listen keenly. I want you to learn. That is all that is needed while you are in that zone. Sometimes, you won't just be speaking about business. Sometimes it won't be the how-tos, how to prospect, how to invite. It's not all about that conversation all the time. Sometimes it's about, other conversations, but the kind of, energy that you feel these guys have, the kind of mindset that they have, there is always something you can learn from that. And just like this guy called Confucius once said, that you can even learn from a piece of rock if you decide to. That you can learn from anything. So it's all about you having your antenna up, and as you interact with your mentors, as you interact with your leaders, and as you interact with the person that you are in their zone, your antenna must be high up so that you learn something from all these experiences. Otherwise, it wouldn't still, make sense to you. If you're not willing to learn, if you're not willing to observe, the way they are doing things, the way they are treating different situations, the way they are handling other people, the way they are building relationships and all that. Last but not least, sometimes you have to fight to be in somebody's zone. Sometimes it won't be easy to get into certain zones, but then if you are persistent, if you always keep asking, finally you'll get into that zone. So it is not the work of the leader, the upline, or that authority that you want to be in their zone to actually probably look for you. Sometimes initiate some of these conversations. Text them, upline, leader, mentor. I really wanted to meet you over this and this. Can I get just 15 minutes of your time, probably over coffee or in your office or, wherever. So reach out, try to set up those meetings, and sometimes they may be busy, but still fight to get even just 5 minutes of their time, because that 5 minutes is worth it. And the more time they spend with you, even if it is 5 minutes today, next time they will have, probably understood you better. They can give you maybe more time, 20 minutes, 1 hour. And as time goes by, you may get more and more time so that you stay in that zone and, get the mindset, the attitude that you want to pick from them. So the bottom line from this message is, if you're not in somebody's zone, that is a really bad sign. Find out who is doing well, find out who is probably having the results that challenge you, and do everything to be in their zone. It could be your mastermind leader, it could be someone who has just gotten into the top 20, it could be your upline, it could be the top recruiter in your team, it could be a global ambassador, it could be a rookie in your team. But by all means, find people with results, stay in their zone, and definitely there is something that you are going to draw from there. And if you use that, your business is not going to be the same. So from today onwards, strive to be in someone's zone. Not anyone, but someone with results. Again, if you want to be in my zone, you're welcome. But then you have to get results. Because each and every day, there are so many guys who fight for this attention. Today we have over 10,000 partners all across the world. So what is it that is going to make you special, that you will be in that zone? Same applies to your upline. Sometimes you'll have to get results, before you are welcomed into the inner circle, before you are part of that, zone that really will give you whatever benefits that we have mentioned. So go out there, strive so hard, get results, and definitely you will draw the attention of that leader, that upline, that mentor, and you will be in that zone and enjoy the benefits that come with it. Let's keep up the grind. Let's keep up pushing. You know, we are already closing down on the month of March. That means the year is moving so fast. So let's gear up and make April the best of the best. Now, I also want to make this announcement. On Wednesday next week, we guys are going to have a big event, to launch some new innovations that we guys are having as an organization. So if you're in Nairobi, if you are in any town that is around Nairobi, as well as Eldoret, we'll also do the same in Eldoret on Friday, just before our BOM. Make sure that you are part and parcel of those big events that we'll be doing. Make sure that your downlines are there. Make sure that even your follow-ups, the ones that are almost finishing, are there. Because whatever it is that we are launching, guys, it's a revolution. It's a revolutionary idea, and we are about to take our business to a whole new level. So see you guys on Wednesday as we do those big events. If you're in Nairobi and its environs, see you guys in Eldoret as well on 4th of April. Wishing you nothing but the best. Let's put our best feet forward as we keep on grinding in the business.